Good morning, everyone. First, we would like to thank for this golden opportunity to introduce our topic today. As you can see on the screen, our topic today is the use of Google to enhance writing skill in ESL classroom. Before we move on to the introduction part, I would like to introduce the presenters. I am Sharmini Tangarajan, followed by Navita Shanmugam. Next is Agila Rajendran, and last is Manlur Muhammad Yunus. Let us proceed with the introduction part.
Moving into introduction, education system is going through rapid changes due to the converging impact of globalization and the ICT revolution. In conjunction with the revolution, educators around the world are implementing new teaching and learning methods that incorporate ICT. Malaysia has adopted the Common European Framework of Reference (CEFR) to keep up with the international standards of Education Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013 till 2025. CEFR mainly focuses on reading, speaking, listening, and writing. Out of these four skills, students find that writing skill is the hardest to master. According to Cambridge Baseline 2013, there is a strong sign of students' poor writing abilities. The thesis statement, this study aimed to determine the impact of using the Google to help ESL students improve their writing skills, especially in the content and organization part. The problem statement, many learners struggle to articulate creative ideas and organize them in writing. So, Google as a mind mapping tool is directly related to the principle of spatial visual intelligence capacity to think in images and ideas to imagine accurately and abstractly. Google as a pre-writing tool helps students to unlock their personal context knowledge, make predictions about the facts, and develop new ideas. Our research questions are: does Google improve students' content and organization in writing skills of secondary ESL learners? What are the learners' perception of the use of Google to learn writing?
For the literature review, we have divided into 5 subtopics. First subtopic is writing. Writing is considered the most important skill for success in and out of the classroom. Integration of technology into teaching and learning plays an important role in students' language learning. As a result, the Ministry of Education encourages teachers to integrate ICT tools to facilitate students' learning by using the appropriate tool. The integration of ICT is important for writing, where it is proven to have a positive impact on students' writing skill.
The next literature review focuses on 21st century learning. This study is in accordance with the focus of our education strategy, which has been on 21st century learning in order to stay up with globalization and educate students to compete in the global economy. Learning skills for the 21st century are critical to achieve our goal, as stated in the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013 till 2025. Following that is the literature review on mind mapping and writing. Mind mapping is a tool that helps generate ideas during a brainstorming session. It is one of the expected but powerful organizational thinking tool that teachers use to improve their students' writing skills in classroom. 4.
Next point is the use of Google in writing. Google is a popular visual organizer and tool for students to record their thought process before, during, and after writing. Google represents a 3-step instructional process for generating ideas: what students know, what they want to know and what they have learned. Let's look at the research design. This study followed a quasi-experimental design in which the independent variable is the use of Google, while the dependent variable is students' improvement in writing. We are focusing on content and organization. A total of 20 Form 2 students at B1 CEFR level, consisting of 6 boys and 14 girls, were purposefully selected as the sample from a public secondary school in Johor and divided equally into control and experimental groups. This research is conducted for 3 weeks. The researchers decided to use 2 types of instruments in this study. First, pre and post-test and questionnaire. Both instruments were validated by senior teachers in researchers' school. Only the experimental group will undergo the treatment where the Google technique will be introduced twice before a post-test. The pre-test and post-test scripts were assessed focusing on content and organization using a revised PT3 exam scale. At the end of the post-test, a closed-ended and self-developed Likert scale questionnaire was distributed to determine learners' perceptions of the use of Google in learning writing. The questionnaire consists of 5 questions. Descriptive analysis was used to analyze the data collected from the respondents.
Table 1 shows the marks obtained by the students in their pre-test and post-test. The marks in red represent the marks of the experimental group students, while the white represents the marks of the control group students. As you can see, the researchers focused on the students' content and organizational part of writing and only tabulated that marks in Table 1. The differences on the far right indicates the differences in marks obtained by students in pre-test and post-test. Overall, in Table 1, the control group shows a range of differences between 2 to -1 marks, while experimental group shows a range between 0 to 5 marks. After analyzing the data in detail, it can be seen that students from the experimental group showed more improvement compared to control group. Next, Table 2 shows the students' perception towards Kaggle. Judging by the responses in the questionnaire, students seem to have a positive perception towards Kaggle. The only negative perception is towards the statement of using Kaggle as free writing activity, whereby 5 students agree that it consumes time. Next, let us look at the discussion. Based on Table 1, the results stipulate that students in the experimental group showed more improvement after being introduced to Kaggle rather than the control group. Even though students from the control group do show some improvements, it is not as much as the experimental group students' improvement. This proves that the use of Kaggle does help students to enhance their writing skill, especially in the content and organization part, and this eventually answers the research question 1. After analyzing Table 2, the majority of the students agree that the use of Kaggle does not only make writing essays interesting, but also helps them to generate ideas. This shows that Google aids students in coming up with more ideas as they build the mind map, making the process interesting. Though some students find Google practical, some other students opine that it takes too much time when used as a pre-writing activity. This suggests that some students are more confident writing using the traditional way, that is, to write as they generate ideas without any draft.
Moving into conclusion, it can be said that the use of Google does help students to enhance their writing skill, especially in the content and organization part. After being exposed to Google, students have positive perception towards it and could not wait to explore more of Google. In conclusion, this study proves that Google does impact students in helping them to improve their writing skills. That's all from us. Thank you.